Normal looking photos with disturbing backstory. In 1954, this photographer was on a beach and he snapped a picture of a couple in which he thought they was enjoying a moment. But it turned out in this picture, the couple had literally just found out that they lost their son in the ocean. At first glance, this picture right here would just look like any other class picture. But if you look up in the top left-hand corner, two of the boys pointing at the camera in this picture is actually Eric and Dylan, who was responsible for the Columbine shooting a couple weeks later. This couple was at Niagara Falls taking some pictures together. But literally just a couple seconds after this picture was took, the woman in the red lost her balance and fell over the ledge to her death. These three girls decided to take a picture on a train track, but just seconds after taking a picture, the light glaring in the top right corner of the picture was actually the train coming at them full-blown speed, and it actually ended up hitting them and taking all their lives. This right here is the old NBA player Mark Jackson's collectible basketball card. But if you look in the back of the picture, two of the people sitting on the bench is actually the two Mendez brothers. Right before being here at this game, the two brothers had just murdered their own parents. This is just another picture that looked normal, but the dark truth behind this picture is the man was actually pouring acid inside the pool, and that ended up taking the lives of everybody inside that pool. This picture right here was taken by the girl in the picture's boyfriend, and after he took the picture, he ended up shooting her in the back of the head twice and pushing her over the cliff to her death. This right here will be the last picture ever taken of Michael Rockefeller. After this picture, he will be eaten alive by the tribe members in the picture with him. It looked like the girl in this picture just having a good time, but shortly after this picture, she will be murdered by a person in the woods stalking her. At first, it just looked like the two men in this picture is having a good conversation, but the dark truth behind this picture is both of these men is actually handcuffed together, walking out of a courtroom being charged with murdering a whole family, and they laughing and joking about it. To most people, this would just look like a dad and his daughter taking a picture. But just a day after taking this picture, the police got in contact with this girl and let her know that they was looking for her dad, and her dad was the actual BTK killer, the serial killer who was responsible for taking over 10 women's lives. This picture right here just looked like another ordinary picture, a man with a kid on his shoulders. Seconds after this picture was snapped, the red car next to the man and the child on his shoulders was packed with bombs and detonated, taking the lives of everybody out there, including the two people in the picture and the person taking the picture. This group of Indian students decided to go for a swim, and they all decided to take a picture while they was in the water. But it didn't take long for them to realize that one of the students from their group was missing, and after getting back and looking at their pictures, they realized that the student that was missing, his head was floating in the back of their picture. Within a couple hours, it was confirmed that the kid had drowned. This kid showed up to school in a Darth Vader uniform, which had people wanting to take pictures with him, but later this same kid would use the sword in the picture to murder a teacher and a student and injure multiple other students. A YouTuber took a trip out to this Miss Suro Red Lake where she took multiple pictures, and in one of her pictures it was this briefcase that was in the water. But not too long after taking these pictures, a 12-year-old little girl body was found after being murdered by a serial killer in this exact suitcase. This picture of the Russian ambassador of Turkey was taken at his press conference, but while pictures was being taken, the man acting like security standing behind him assassinated him in front of the whole press conference. This mom and her son was just happy taking pictures on a plane, but not too long after taking these pictures, their plane was shot down by the Russian army, killing everybody on the plane. When you see this picture, it might just look like a regular police officer, but this cop is actually handcuffed and he arrested for murdering 77 people and injuring over another 200. The yarn in front of this school board is actually the trajectory of the bullets used in a Sandy Hook shooting, which took over 20 innocent lives. These two teenage boys took a picture at a party, but what the boy on the left didn't know is that the boy on the right who threw the party actually had murdered his parents right before throwing his party, and he hid their bodies in the garage while the party was going on. This right here will be the last Snapchat ever from a girl named Sydney. After posting that snap, she would go on her date where she was murdered and cut into 16 different pieces. This right here is a picture of the astronauts preparing for the Apollo 1 mission. But just a couple days after this picture, all the astronauts would die in the capsule to the left that caught on fire and trapped all of them inside. This kid looked like a happy teenager just smiling for a picture. But this kid is actually actually Jeff Franklin, who's smiling for a picture after murdering both of his parents with a sledgehammer and an axe and seriously injuring his sibling. This man and his wife was staying at an underwater cabin, and this is a picture of the man proposing to his wife at one of the cabin windows underwater. And the wife said yeah, but when she got upstairs to wait for him to swim back up, he never made it up. He ended up drowning. This politician from the Philippines was taking a picture of his family when one of the people who looked like his family member actually pointed something at him and assassinated him in front of everybody. This right here is a picture of John Lennon signing an autograph for who would later become the person who murdered him. This right here is a picture of a clown. This man's name is actually Pogo the Clown, and he's responsible for assaulting and murdering over 30 boys. He actually where the term killer clown came from.